doing these things, you end up embodying your next level self. By going on this trip, by going to this retreat, by doing this photo shoot, I stepped into a bigger version of myself on this trip. So if you're asking yourself, how can you start embodying your future self now instead of waiting for like the perfect moment, which there is no such thing? Book the trip, book the retreat, book the coach, book the photo shoot, go to these conferences, show up. Don't just talk about it. Freaking do it. Talk is nothing, but once you put it into action, that's what I'm talking about when I say soul-aligned action. That's where the embodiment happens. That's when you step into that next level version of yourself.
Welcome to Next Level You podcast. I'm Stefanie Dingbaum, your host, your biggest cheerleader, and your go-to girlfriend for real, raw, and uplifting conversations about leveling up in life. As a mental health therapist with over a decade of experience and a business coach helping women elevate their lives and businesses, I'm here to guide you through the mindset shifts, holistic practices, and manifestation tools you need to step into your most authentic, next level self. Whether you're here to ignite your personal growth, elevate your professional game, or simply rediscover you, this podcast is your invitation to dream bigger, go after your goals, and unapologetically claim the life you deserve. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive in. It's time to up-level, manifest, and glow.
Welcome back to Next Level You podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Today is part 2 of the takeaways from my LA trip. If you have not listened to part 1, I highly recommend you go back and listen to that. You will understand a lot more of what I'm talking about if you go back and listen to part 1. Before I dive in though, I want to reiterate, today, the day of recording, is March 15th, and tomorrow, March 16th, is the 1-year anniversary of the podcast, you guys, and I'm so excited about this. And in honor of the 1-year anniversary, I am doing a giveaway. So what this giveaway is, you can get a 1-hour free coaching call with me. And the way you can enter into this giveaway is take a screenshot of the podcast at any point in time. You could pause it right now, take a quick screenshot, and then while paused, send me the screenshot, DM it to me on Instagram. I will put your name into the drawing, and at the end of the month, on the very last day of March, I will draw a name, and whoever I draw will win a 1-hour, 60-minute coaching call with me, and we can work on anything you want, you guys. It can be manifestation practices. It can be mindset related. We can work on limiting beliefs, subconscious reprogramming, affirmations. We can work on self-talk. You guys, the list, it's endless. We can work on confidence, imposter syndrome, you name it. I'm open to whatever. If you feel like you could benefit from this, or even if you don't think you could benefit from it, but maybe you just want a free 1-hour call with me to talk about whatever you want related to your business or life, I'm down. Okay. Take a DM of this episode, send it to me through Instagram. And like I said, at the end of the month, I will draw a name, and whoever I draw will win that 1-hour coaching call with me. So yeah, this is a big deal. It's a big deal that we finally hit the 1-year mark. This was a goal that, if you listen to the previous episode, I talked about, I didn't know if I'd be able to stay consistent with this. I didn't know if I'd run out of things to talk about. And truth be told, it's like the more episodes I do, the more topics I think about, the more ideas I think about that I want to talk about. So the podcast isn't going anywhere. The topics that I want to talk about are endless. It's like my list just keeps getting longer and longer. I also have collabs I have collab ideas to get me through 2025 at this point in time. There's no shortage of people that I want to bring on here. So a lot of great things are happening. And honestly, as I look back over the year, I know it started as Therapeutic Intentions podcast, and I very much had this vision of it being a health and wellness podcast. And that really did serve a purpose at that time in my life. But it's like, as I pivoted in business and as I grew as a business owner, it became very apparent to me that the podcast needed to pivot with me. And so I just naturally, going into the new year, transitioned it to be more in line with my coaching business. And yeah, I hope that it has served you well. I truly hope. If you've been a loyal listener, first of all, thank you. Thank you doesn't even seem to cut it, but like, I am so appreciative of all of the loyal listeners, all of the people that send me DMs, complimenting me about the episodes, friends, family members that continue to show their support, strangers that have been supporting the podcast. It just truly means so much to me. I can't even put into words. I'm so grateful, you guys. This has been such a humbling experience and also a huge confidence builder for me. And it's so soul aligned what I'm doing through the podcast that I have no desire to stop. I hope, if anything, it just continues to get bigger and bigger. And I have a feeling it's going to be. So thank you guys. Thank you for consistently tuning in. Thank you for showing your support. And if you're a new listener and you haven't yet, go on to whatever app you listen to your podcast on and please rate and review the podcast. That helps so much, you guys. Those ratings and reviews are huge. It just helps to, if people are searching for podcasts, it helps to get my name up there higher on the list. It helps in so many different ways, though. So just, if you haven't yet, take some time, pause real quick, go and rate and review the podcast. I really appreciate it. And for anybody that does leave a review, I will be doing a shout out in future episodes. I just like to let people know I appreciate those ratings and those reviews. So do not be shy. If you don't want me to mention your name, then I don't have to, but typically I do. I'm so appreciative of all the support. I want to make sure I'm doing due diligence and giving you a shout out. So happy anniversary to the podcast, or happy birthday to the podcast. Let's shift gears, okay? I have so much I want to talk about in regards to the LA trip. I'm just going to dive right in. Because of all the travel delays, which if you didn't listen to part one, that really explains why the trip got shortened a little bit. We were supposed to be a 4-day trip. It ended up being only 3 days, but all is good. I got out of it what I needed to. The main ideas, or the main reasons for going out there, were the branding photo shoot, which happened on day 1, and the retreat, which happened on day 2. And then day 3, I had a cousin and her husband and kid come up from Southern California, and they met up with us and spent the day with us. And it was just the perfect final day of the trip. Okay, so I want to start with the photo shoot. You guys, this was a vibe, okay? If you are a business owner and you have not ever done headshots or branding photos of any kind, this is your sign. This is your nudge that you need to get that done. You need to schedule it. Not only because it's such a great investment, it's so great for the website and Instagram and content of any kind, but it is such a confidence boost, okay? I have done headshots now annually for the business because I just love it. I truly just enjoy the photo shoots, okay? It's just such a vibe, especially if you find a photographer that you just really jive with. So this photo shoot, I specifically scheduled it out in LA because the brand for both my coaching business and the podcast is very much a coastal brand. And so it just made complete sense to schedule a photo shoot on the coast. So I did reach out. I did some research. I looked into a few different photographers. My business coach highly recommended one in particular. And through emailing with him back and forth, I did end up going with him. His name is Nick. And I will put his information in the show notes if you are interested, if you're out in the California area and you're wanting to do a branding photo shoot for yourself or just headshots. He's amazing, you guys. I mean, he is just so great. So with Nick, we rented a studio. And so I was actually staying, my husband and I were actually staying in Laguna Beach for the trip. And we rented a studio out in Laguna. So the photo shoot was part in studio and part beach photos. Unfortunately, the day that we were set to do the shoot, it was pouring rain out. So unfortunately, we did not get to do the beach photos that day. But Nick, being just the amazing person that he is, offered to come back up to Laguna on the last day of our trip and we did the beach photos that day, which it worked out so perfectly because the last day of the trip was blue skies, sunny, perfect temperatures. I mean, it was the perfect beach day, and I'm not exaggerating that. So everything worked out like it needed to. So first day, we did the studio photo shoot. We literally, by the time we got off our plane, got our rental car, drove to the hotel, I had literally less than 2 hours to get ready for this, which was so not ideal. But you just learn to pivot and go with it, right? Like, it is what it is. I showered, I blow dried my hair, I did my hair, I got all my outfits packed, got all my props packed. It was like a 20-minute drive to the studio that we rented. So got there and it was pouring rain out, and I was obviously like worried about my hair being ruined because, fun fact about me, any kind of moisture, my hair just becomes a poof ball. Like, it's not pretty, okay? So that was kind of an issue, but I packed all my makeup, all my hair supplies, everything, took it all with me so I could touch up my hair and makeup while I was there. When we finally, I got changed and we were ready to start the photos, I was definitely not in the mental headspace that I wanted to be for these photos. But Nick was so great about grounding me, about meeting me where I'm at, about giving me the time I needed to just get in that mental headspace. So grateful for him, you guys. He's just such an amazing photographer. And he said he's an actor too, so pretty cool. I had never met him in person either, and so I didn't really know what to expect. We had talked over the phone prior to me flying out there, and we had emailed back and forth, but that was pretty much about it. Renting a studio was something I had never done before, but if I'm being honest, that is something my higher level self would do. She would be willing to invest money in renting a studio, and apparently that's what you do out there anyways. If you're from California, you're probably familiar with Pure Space. He sent me Pure Space. I shopped for a studio. We rented it for a couple of hours. It was pretty awesome, actually, and a very slick process as well, and pretty affordable too. And it was so great. My husband was such a trooper. So you guys, he, amidst all of the travel delays, and then he had to drive us from the airport, the rental car place, to the hotel, which was an hour drive in LA traffic. I mean, he was so amazing. I mean, it was a very stressful travel time. Of course, almost like rush hour traffic, it felt like. And we got to the shoot and he was just such a trooper. He agreed to take videos and pictures of behind the scenes and B-roll and stuff for me to use for content creation. And he was amazing. I mean, he kept me pepped. He was a vibe too. I mean, he was so great, especially given everything that happened leading up to the photo shoot. So I have not just all the pictures that Nick took, but I have a boatload of pictures and videos that my husband took. And so it's just so amazing that to have a team willing to support you when you're doing things like this. I'm just so grateful that I have a husband who does support these endeavors and who sees the value in it and is willing to go along with my shenanigans. It's just such a great feeling, truth be told. So between my husband and Nick, they just made me feel like $1 million. It was definitely the boost to my confidence that I didn't think I needed. And Nick truly brought my vision to life, and I could not be more grateful for that. I told him the kind of brand that I wanted, that I envisioned in my mind, and he did that. I mean, he truly brought it to life, and it's amazing. And I already have the pictures back, and it's so awesome seeing this idea that was just an idea in my head at one point in time. And now I have all of these pictures to show for it. Worth every penny, truly. And then the day we did the beach photos, so Nick actually had the idea of going to 1,000 Steps Beach in Laguna Beach, which before we even flew out, I was researching beaches in Laguna Beach. And that was one that I really had my eye on, just picturesque, and truly has 1,000 steps to get down to it. And it was perfect. Like I said before, the weather on Saturday, the final day of our trip, was perfect beach weather, blue skies. And I had this beautiful blue dress planned for the beach photos, and I only did the one outfit on the beach. I felt like a model. I mean, and like I said before, life happens, so sometimes we learn to pivot. Well, I'm so glad that the pivots had to happen because I couldn't have asked for a better day to be taking these photos on the beach. It was truly perfect. Everything happened exactly how it needed to. So I'm so grateful for that. And again, he brought my vision to life, which is such a great feeling. When you find a photographer that you trust, a photographer that has this eye for your brand, it's such a great feeling. And it's so reassuring seeing your brand come to life in pictures. It just feels so aligned now. And another thing I will say about the beach photos is I felt like a mermaid. And you guys maybe don't know this about me, but I'm such a beach lover. I mean, you should know that about me by now, but the beach is my happy place. And there was this perfect like rock area at 1,000 Steps Beach. And with my blue dress and sitting up on the rocks, I felt like a mermaid. It was a vibe. So just everything about that was perfect. My confidence boosted. If you were to ask my husband, he would probably tell you that I don't need my confidence to be higher, but it was just such an amazing experience. So again, if you have not done this for yourself, this is the nudge to do it. You will not regret doing a branding photo session. It's an investment, yes, but it is worth every penny for your business. Also, just in general, every business owner should have professional photos. It's not silly. It's really what helps to sell your services or your products is having professional photos. And when your brand shines, you shine. And you will get an ROI for spending the money on it. You will. Like I said, I've done this 2 years in a row. I've had photos done, and it is worth it. It directly benefits the business growth. I highly recommend it. I can't say enough good things about doing photo shoots as a business owner. And again, if you're in the LA area or California in general, reach out to Nick. I'll put his information in the show notes. He's so fun to work with. Such an easygoing guy, made me laugh throughout, helped ground me when I needed it. He's got a great eye, so highly recommend him. And I felt like he was extremely affordable, so. Hey there, listeners. Are you ready to elevate your mindset and manifest your goals? If you're a female entrepreneur or someone who's been dreaming of starting your own business, I have something so exciting to share with you. I'm Stefanie Dingbaum, and I've just launched my 12-week coaching program, the Up-Level Method. It is designed to help you gain clarity, build confidence, and create the soul-aligned business and life that you've been dreaming of. So here's what you'll all get in the program. Weekly one-on-one coaching calls tailored specifically to meet your goals, Voxer access for real-time support and accountability throughout the week from me, customized tools like journal prompts, meditations, and follow-up emails to keep you aligned and on track throughout the week, plus guidance to overcome imposter syndrome, rewrite limiting beliefs, and shift into an abundance mindset. The Up-Level Method isn't just about checking off goals. It's about helping you step into your power as a CEO, make decisions that light you up, and build a business that feels truly authentic to who you are. And the best part? The current pricing is literally the lowest that it will ever be. If you're even slightly considering it, lock it in now, because this investment in your future self will pay off tenfold, I promise you. Payment plans are available, so don't let finances hold you back from stepping into your best self. This is your chance to stop second guessing and start showing up for your business and life with purpose and intention. If this feels aligned, DM or email me today to set up a free clarity call. Let's see if the Up-Level Method is the right fit for you. All the details are in the show notes. This is your time. Let's make 2025 the year you up-level everything. Okay, I want to shift into the main reason that we went out there on this trip, which was the retreat. So again, if you listen to episode 1, this might be a little repetitive. We had there was a retreat planned by my business coach out in, it was supposed to be in the Pacific Palisades originally, but if you've been paying attention, the Palisades, majority of the Palisades burnt down. Her house and whole community burnt down. So she continued with the retreat. She just pivoted to hosting it actually at her sister's house in Brentwood. So amazing location. It was still picturesque. And before even going to the retreat, my why behind doing this and going on this trip for this retreat was truly because of community and healing, which I knew I was getting both of those out of this retreat. Julia has a way, she's like a puppet master, you guys. She has a way of bringing literally the perfect community together. And she did not disappoint. The 20 women at this retreat, I only knew 4 of them, including Julia, going into the retreat. I feel like I left with just such deep connections with so many of these women. My only, I don't want to say regret, because it's not really a regret. My only complaint, I guess, which I don't even like that word, but my only complaint is I wish it would have been 2 days long, because in one day, it's just so you want to connect with everyone there, right? But it's just so hard to have a quality conversation with all 20 women. And truth be told, I really wanted to connect with the 3 women that I met through the Dream Your Biz coaching program, because this was my first time meeting them in person. So I really wanted to spend a lot of time with them while also wanting to connect with the other women there. So that's my only complaint. I wish it could have been a 2-day retreat, because the one day was simply amazing. But I bet the connections would have been that much stronger if it were 2 days. My only complaint. Otherwise, it was an amazing retreat, truly. No complaints about this retreat. Julia she knows what she's doing when she's planning this stuff. So just to give you a rundown of the day in brief, it started with setting intentions for the day. And then we kicked off the day with a cacao ceremony. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I've never done one before, so it was all new to me. Very powerful. After the cacao ceremony, we did heart-opening yoga with Tiffany Brooke. I'll put her information in the show notes. Oh my gosh, she was amazing. I mean, this was just, the flow was just amazing. We then went into a sound bath, which if you know me, I love sound healing. I'm actually going to be eventually getting certified in sound healing because I want it to be a part of my private practice. The sound bath was next level, just so powerful. From the sound bath, we then transitioned into holotropic breath work. If you've never done breath work, highly recommend finding a breathwork facilitator. The healing from the breathwork was probably the most powerful out of all the healing we did that day. It was holotropic breathwork with, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce her name right, so I apologize if this isn't correct, Marlies Joubert. I'll put her information in the show notes. She was amazing. She also has such a strong intuition. She could read us so well. We went around the circle before doing the breathwork session to talk about what our intentions were for the breathwork specifically. And she could read so well. She could channel so well. It was amazing. Highly recommend her. I actually do want to get trained by her specifically. I'm contemplating flying back out at some point this year and going through a training with her. She does a full weekend training. I think she said 20 hours or something like that. I would love to add the tool of breath work to my tool belt. I think it would be so powerful. I would love to be able to facilitate that back home. We then had a lunch, just a nourishing lunch that was delivered. And then the afternoon was filled with journaling, what Julia calls manifestation 2.0, and stepping into your future you. And then we ended the day with group tarot and channeling session. And then the last part of the day was sunset drinks, appetizers, and goodbyes. And all of this was just simply amazing. I cannot say enough positive things about this day. It was an experience unlike any other. Like I said before, Julia is just so good at what she does. She's so good at bringing the right groups of people together. She's just talented in that way. I'm the type of person that when I'm doing these healing practices, it's like there's a funnel above my head. I'm claircognizant, actually. That's the word for it. I'm claircognizant. I do have channeling abilities. I don't advertise this often, but there's no better time than the present. I found this out in October of last year, actually. It makes complete sense. I've definitely had moments where I've questioned whether I have that skill or not. I'm definitely claircognizant. Claircognizant is just like an inner knowing. It's when I say the word download, that's what I'm talking about, is being claircognizant. It's the way it's been described to me is like, but there's like a funnel above your head and information just gets dropped into this funnel. And I just know things and I don't know how I know them, but I just know them. It's spirit dropping it into my head. I'm also clairvoyant. We all have these clairsenses, but like you have to hone in on them. Okay. So I'm working on really honing in on my channeling skills and abilities. Like I said, I don't really advertise it, but it's something I would like to incorporate into my coaching program at some point in time. I just don't like actively practice it quite yet. I do when I feel the desire to, but I'm not like as consistent as I'd like to be with it. So I'm sharing all of this because there was so many times during these healing practices where downloads were coming to me left and right all day, morning and afternoon. It was unreal. Ideas for expanding the business or building the business more, ideas for future retreats that I would like to offer, ideas for collabs for the podcast, ideas for ways to get my name out there more. I was getting these downloads left and right during these different healing modalities. It was unreal. Thank God for the journal that Julia provided because I was taking notes left and right that day. So I want to share with you some insights that came out of this retreat. First of all, this was the first retreat I've ever done as a business owner, and I will be doing so many more. And in 2026 for sure, maybe even yet in 2025. That might be a little bit of a stretch, but for sure in 2026, I will be offering retreats as part of the business. Fully immersive healing retreats. And I'm hoping to co-host these with a few friends who are also healers and coaches. But this is a goal at the top of my priority list. For sure in 2026, this is going to happen. I'm putting it out there into the universe now. That's how I'm going to manifest it. Like I said, this was my first retreat. And one of the big things that came out of it for me is just trusting yourself and trusting the process. This retreat gave me so many insights for my business. And I really want to highlight the importance of trusting your inner knowing. And then along with that, how to take action on that inner knowing, on those intuitive downloads versus like overthinking it. It can be so easy. If you're a lifelong learner like me, it can be so easy to overthink. Like, should I go after this or this or this idea or this idea? Like I constantly have ideas for how I want to grow and expand the business, but I want to make sure all of these ideas are soul aligned. Soul aligned was my word of the year for 2025, if you didn't know. So I'm not making decisions that are not soul aligned. And how do I know if it's soul aligned? It's grounding myself and going within. It's trusting my inner knowing. And then once you have that inner knowing, taking aligned action versus overthinking. That aligned action can just be baby steps, you guys. It doesn't have to be anything huge, macro level things. Micro level, baby steps is all you have to do. Aligned action leads to soul-aligned businesses. I firmly believe that. I have 2 thriving businesses right now because of soul-aligned action steps. Okay? So I feel I have learned to truly trust myself and the process of growing my business, which is why I cannot preach on this enough. You need to have an understanding. You need to tune into that inner knowing, that intuition, so that you can trust yourself and make truly aligned decisions as a business owner. The other insight I want to share with you is the importance of community. I probably sound like a broken record. I feel like I talk about this literally all the time on here, but I cannot emphasize this enough, you guys, because in the last 2 years, I have intentionally put myself around like-minded individuals. And you cannot put a price tag on this, okay? Like I said before, I only knew 4 out of the 20 women that were at this retreat, one of them being my business coach. And then the 3 other ladies were the women that I met through the Dream Your Biz coaching program that I did in October through December of 2024. So I had never met them in person. This was the first time. And I didn't know any of the other women. And I feel like I left with deep connections with so many of the other ladies there. I mean, we're talking like you're doing really deep healing work at this retreat. And then we're sharing takeaways. We're sharing our intentions. And, you're sharing just really deep struggles. And you can't share stuff like that you might be sharing it with strangers initially, but you walk away being friends and like soul aligned friends. I feel like I connected with these women at the soul level. And when you connect with someone on such a deep spiritual level, it's like you tap into each other's souls and you see each other for who they authentically are. And it's just really hard to put a price tag on something like that. There's so many women here who I shared my fertility journey with, who shared their deep desires with me. The connections, they're just next level. And I just really hope I get to connect with these women more. Some of them are going to be coming on the podcast, maybe even all of them. I don't know. But just amazing women who are doing amazing things in their own businesses and on their own podcasts, in their own lives. They're manifesting things. They're growing spiritually. It was such a high vibe place. If you as a stranger were to have walked in on that retreat that day, I think it would have like knocked you over. It was such a powerful, energetic day. So again, the community that comes out of these retreats is unlike anything else. When you are around other like-minded people, other women who are in line with your higher level self, you walk away feeling your most confident. You walk away feeling like you can take on the world. You don't have any doubts in your mind. It's powerful shit. Truly, it's powerful. So if you've never done a retreat, you should really consider doing one, okay? I'll let you know when mine are officially like live and ready to be purchased. But in the meantime, try to find one. Try to manifest one, okay? The last thing I want to share before I wrap up today's episode is the final day of the trip. My cousin and her husband and son came up from Southern California. I don't get to see her very often, maybe like once, maybe twice a year, if I'm lucky. She does try to intentionally fly back home to Iowa when she can. But usually I'm not able to spend a ton of time with her when she does because she has so much family in Iowa. It's like she's trying to spend time with everybody. And so it's really hard to get like alone time with her when she's back in Iowa. So it was so great that they made the trek up to Laguna Beach to see us. This cousin of mine, her and I just connect on a deep level. She's very spiritual like me. There's just so much we can talk about. Our moms are cousins. And so we have a lot in common. And the time with her and her husband and her, I think 1.5-year-old son was just so rejuvenating. I hadn't seen her baby boy since he was in his first year of life, and now he looks like a toddler. He doesn't even look like a baby anymore. I mean, he's walking, and just getting to be around him it filled my cup. And getting to see him like touch his little toes in the ocean water, it was just so rejuvenating, truly. And I felt like I got to connect with my cousin on such a deep level, which we're not great about calling each other on the phone. We could do so much better, but we both lead really busy lives. She's a mom and a professional, and I've got the businesses, and we just lead such busy lives. So we aren't great about connecting like we should be. But she's a loyal listener of the podcast. She has been since day one. And just being in her presence was so great. And getting to share updates of our lives with each other. And all of that, along with being on the coast, on the beach, because that was our beach day. It was just so amazing. I feel like I got to learn about motherhood from her. Oh, it was just so fulfilling, truly. And that was our final night in Laguna Beach as well. So after my cousin and her husband left, my husband and I had like kind of a date night that final night in Laguna Beach. And it was just really good time together. We walked around, we checked out the beaches, the shops. We treated ourselves to a really nourishing meal. The food was so good. This is why I love traveling. Truth be told, I love eating. Eating is like the highlight of my days usually, besides running my business. It's like what I most look forward to every day is the meals. It's so weird. Maybe this is normal. I don't know. But the food on this trip was so freaking good. And that's why I love traveling. I love experiencing different foods. I don't like seafood. It's weird, I know, especially since I love the beach, but I do not like seafood. But just traveling, just being in a different space, just not having to think about everyday life for a change, getting out of our heads, like we could finally just like let our hair down. That was much needed. We needed that getaway. Even though getting out there was stressful, we needed that getaway. So just some final takeaways that I want to share with you guys just to wrap up the episode. 1, the power of investing in yourself. Whether it's a retreat, a photo shoot for your business, or just taking time to step away from daily life, investing in ourselves yields massive returns. Not just financially, though it does financially, but not only financially, but also the returns like mentally and emotionally, the how it builds your confidence and gives you more clarity and expansion. I mean, the clarity I got out of that retreat was next level, you guys. And the expansion that the business is going to experience as a result of that retreat, it's going to be like ongoing for months. You can't put a price tag on that. So the power of investing in yourself has such a big ROI. That's one takeaway. The second one that I want to mention is the importance of soul-aligned connections. How finding that right community of like-minded women or people in general has the ability to accelerate your growth, and why we shouldn't be afraid to seek those connections out. It can be scary. I'll give you that. I mean, even though I only knew 3 women there and I knew them from virtual connections only, that's very intimidating. Kind of like when I went to Powerhouse Women, I only knew 1 person there out of 800 people, women. That was intimidating AF. But you go, you show up, and it's like strengthening a muscle, right? Like every time you do it, that muscle gets stronger and stronger, and it gets easier and easier. I mean, it's scary every time, don't get me wrong, but it gets easier and easier over time. And then over time, your confidence builds more and more. You guys, you cannot put a price tag on that. It's so powerful. But specifically, soul-aligned connections. There's something to be said about soul-aligned connections. Women that maybe when you meet, they're strangers, but you walk away feeling like soul sisters. That's what this retreat felt like. I specifically walked away with some soul sisters from this retreat. And we're going to stay connected, you guys. Hopefully we're going to host retreats together. That's what I'm hoping for. You just can't put a price tag on that. It's next level stuff. And like I said, it accelerates your growth in ways that you cannot anticipate. That's the second takeaway. The final takeaway that I want to share with you is doing these things, you end up embodying your next level self. By going on this trip, by going to this retreat, by doing this photo shoot, I stepped into a bigger version of myself on this trip. So if you're asking yourself, how can you start embodying your future self now instead of waiting for like the perfect moment, which there is no such thing? Book the trip, book the retreat, book the coach, book the photo shoot, go to these conferences, show up. Don't just talk about it, freaking do it. Talk is nothing, but once you put it into action, that's what I'm talking about when I say soul aligned action. That's where the embodiment happens. That's when you step into that next level version of yourself. So stop waiting to be her. These aligned actions, those are the lily pads to the goal, to that next level version of yourself. So stop waiting for the perfect moment and just book it now. Sign up now. Register now. You will not regret it. Okay, you guys. Ooh, I am so giddy right now. Talking about this trip just gets me all fired up again. I cannot say enough good things about it, obviously. So thank you for listening today. Thank you for your constant support for this podcast. This past year has been a dream come true. I'm so grateful that I acted on this goal and that I made this podcast a reality. It's been so fulfilling, you guys. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Don't forget to put your name into the giveaway if you haven't yet. Take a screenshot, DM it to me. I'll add your name to the list. I'm so excited to work with you. All right. Have a great rest of your week. And until next time, I'll talk to you next week.
Real quick before you go, I just want to thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. And congratulations on showing up for you. Every step you take to invest in yourself brings you that much closer to your next level self, and I'm so proud of you. If you loved this episode, share it with someone who could use a little inspiration, or take a screenshot and tag me on socials so we can keep spreading the next level you energy. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Let's freaking go!